Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Forbes Flash. We've got a nice mix of news to share this week, with a little bit of politics, tech, science, and more. We'll start off with a big announcement for us. Our first ever Blockchain 50 list came out this week, where we took a look at big companies who are actively exploring blockchain. Those who made the list are currently leading the way in adapting decentralized ledgers to their operating needs. And in case you're not convinced that blockchain is the future, how about this stat? Total corporate and government spending on blockchain should hit $2.9 billion in 2019, an increase of 89% over the previous year. That number will likely reach $12.4 billion by 2022. So, who made the list? Names you know like Facebook, where Mark Zuckerberg is interested in letting users log into websites with blockchain-based identities, or Nestle, which has been testing blockchain technology in more than 10 projects. Even Walmart has filed for about 50 blockchain patents. Want to see other names on the list and learn more about their forays into distributed database tech? Check out hashtag Blockchain50 across social media. Also in lists, we release our top employers list this week with popular supermarket chain Trader Joe's taking the top spot for the first time. What makes Trader Joe's the best place to work? Competitive pay that's set based on the location of the store, meaning even part-time crew can earn up to $24.75 an hour. And we can't forget benefits like health insurance, paid time off, and a company-funded retirement plan. Trader Joe's beat out competitors like Costco Wholesalers, who came in 4th, and Wegmans Food Markets, who placed 19th. Other notable names on the list include Southwest Airlines, Garmin, and Michelin Group. Check out the full list at the link below. Next up, it's been a good decade for Bernie Sanders. The Vermont senator has pulled in nearly $5 million in income since 2009, according to his tax returns. He and his wife Jane can largely thank his 2016 presidential campaign. Prior to, their yearly earnings averaged between $200,000 and $330,000. But after 2016, and the lucrative book deals that followed, the Sanders income increased dramatically. And while Bernie's net worth of $2.5 million is modest relative to some of the wealthiest officials in Washington, it's substantial in comparison to the average American. In fact, Sanders now appears to be a member of the 1%. It was hard to miss the news of a devastating fire that destroyed the Notre Dame Cathedral earlier this week. Even as the world waited to find out how bad the damage was, determination sunk in to rebuild the great architectural wonder. The extremely difficult challenge of accurately restoring the cathedral to its previous state will be more possible thanks to the late art historian Andrew Tallon. In 2015, he meticulously mapped the Notre Dame Cathedral using laser scanners mounted on a tripod, meaning restoration efforts have the benefit of a photorealistic 3D replication of the Notre Dame Cathedral, down to 5 millimeters. And of course, restoration of the centuries-old cathedral will be expensive. Amidst the tragedy, France's richest stepped up to pledge their support in restoring the French national icon. So far, France's leading billionaires and companies have rallied to pledge $670 million for restoration efforts, a number that will likely rise in the weeks to come. Francois-Henri, chairman of the parent company Gucci, and his billionaire father, Francois Pinault, will donate $113 million. The Arnault family, owners of luxury goods group LVMH, also pledged $226 million. The Bettencourt-Meyers family, which owns 1/3 of the L'Oreal Cosmetics empire, announced it would donate $226 million. And according to Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo, Paris had already a $90 million fund for the restoration of the city's churches. The cathedral was under construction when the fire broke out. Are bespoke apartments the future of hospitality? Airbnb is betting that they are. The space-sharing company is the lead investor in a new $160 million funding round for hospitality startup Lyric. The Series B financing is about 50% debt and brings Lyric's total funds raised to $185 million. Other investors include Fifth Wall Ventures and Starwood CEO Barry Sternlicht. Lyric plans to use the new funds to grow to 2,500 units in 12 months. Lyric's model is like the one WeWork popularized for shared offices. They lease a full floor of apartments from a landlord and deck each space out with Instagram-worthy furnishing and art. Each unit is rented out like a hotel room with an average nightly rate of $220. One of the big selling points, units contain touches of local culture, from Delta Blues records in Chicago units to Cultivar Coffee in Dallas units. Pinterest is on the stock market, and it's looking like going public may pay off for the image sharing site. The company debuted on the stock market trading at $23.75, 25% higher than its IPO price. Pinterest's original regulatory filing placed shares between $15 and $17. The IPO is big for Pinterest, which is one of the many Silicon Valley tech companies expected to IPO this year. But the opening is also big for the three founders, Ben Silbermann, Evan Sharp, and Paul Sciarra. Sciarra may be particularly excited about the big IPO, seeing as he doesn't even work at Pinterest anymore. He left the company in 2012, but held on to his 8% share in the company. Based on a $19 share price, that would make Sciarra's stake worth $806 million. This might help him rest easy as he focuses on a startup he's been with since 2012 called Joby Aviation, which is essentially electric-powered flying taxis. As for the other two founders, Forbes calculated that at a $19 share price, Silbermann and Sharp would be worth $1.1 billion and $160 million respectively. Thanks for joining us. Share your feedback using #ForbesFlash, and we'll see you next week.